Welcome to DadDimes Whiskey Wednesday Reviews. This is our first episode. I'm DJ. That's Justin. And we're going to be reviewing a Calumet, I believe that's how you say it, a Calumet 16, which is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Justin's really the expert in this situation, and I'm just a fat alcoholic. So, what do you think about this bottle here?
The Calumet. Calumet?
Calumet.
Oh, Calumet. From
Afghanistan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when it comes to being the expert, I've made it before. I haven't aged anything for 16 years because I don't have that kind of time, but I will drink it. We're looking at 106 proof, 53% alcohol, batch size 19 barrels. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Beautiful.
I mean, it is it's a nice color, a nice caramel.
Caramel? Depending on what part of the country you're in. I say caramel.
Caramel sounds right to me.
Caramel, if you want to get fancy.
It's nice. It has some good legs.
Ooh, the legs are nice.
Give it a nice little twirl. Get some legs off of it.
You know, and first we're going to try it neat. See what flavors come from it. And then after that, we'll add some ice. And depending on how much of the bottle we have, might just drink it all and get drunk.
I mean, that's really what you do on Whiskey Wednesdays is you start off saying, man, this stuff looks good. It smells good. It has some hint of vanilla, some of that white American oak, charred barrel flavor, taste, scent. And then by the end of it, you don't care what you're drinking because you drank enough. I mean,
I smell whiskey.
It smells like bourbon to me. The good news is, the more we do of these, the better you'll find the current greats and the not so greats and the don't spend your money on it because it sucks.
That's correct.
Got a few of those in the stack. So, nice little taste. At a 106 proof, 53% alcohol, has a nice little twang to it. Add some ice to it here in a minute, give it a little bit of water down, but really, part of the Whiskey Wednesdays is not only drinking and talking and tasting, but seeing what else is going on in the world and what's bringing us here today. So,
well, most importantly, that's going on today, today, is the new Modern Warfare Warzone just dropped today. We had the privilege of running a few games with our buddy Brandon, who sucks, by the way. Just to throw that out there. Shout out to Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon's going to be hearing this shortly, I'm sure, and he's going to be like, you know what? It wasn't me that sucked. It was all of you. No. We have footage. We have film. We're going to be posting that on the old Twitch.
Yeah. He's going to say, hey, man, no, I carried the team.
You don't even know what happened when you weren't even there.
No, man, I was over here and I told you he was behind you. Not to push. I ran to loot.
And just a little backstory. Being in your late 30s, all you need to know is Modern Warfare 3 is basically the same thing that's been going on and over since the beginning. So really, it's just reliving your childhood.
Hey, but Call of Duty has it worked out pretty great because you buy the same game every single year, and it's the same game with some minor tweaks. And nerds like me basically just still buy it because I'm like, oh, the new Call of Duty game's out, and it's fucking great, you know?
Ooh. Not only is it the new Call of Duty, the original Call of Duty that you purchased was, what, $19.99 on disc? Today's version, not $19.99 for those listening that have to monitor my checkbook.
Yeah.
It's around $19.99. It's still around there, right? I mean,
they gave it to me for free, in case my wife asks. It was free for me, but I heard some people paid, $60, $70 for it.
For the exact same game.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I mean, guys like me, we don't buy the, we'll say the $100 version with all the cool stickers it comes with. We don't do that. But so far, today was pretty good.
I will tell you, it was a good game. I know that there's a lot of people out there playing. They're getting old trigger time on it. We're running it on PS5. A lot of people like to play on the computer, on the PC. They don't make it for Mac. I find that's an issue. I enjoy working off of Macs, but they don't intertwine. Some people still play on Xbox. Don't know those people. Don't even talk to those people. But hey, that used to be me as well.
Yeah. I used to be an Xboxer myself. Started getting into PC with my brother a little bit. He's a fucking computer nerd, so he's all about the PC. I just don't have the know for it or the money for it.
The know-how, the want, or the desire to learn all that fun stuff. Ugh.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. Zombie mode is still ultimately my favorite mode so far. The new zombies that came out was fantastic. I spent quite a few hours on there.
Just like, one or two?
Yeah, probably like a couple if my wife's listening. But in reality, yeah, I've spent countless hours on it already, and it's been pretty fun. A little difficult once you get into the red tier.
I will tell you, I am not as much of a fan as it was when you were able to go into the bunker of the White House, and you were able to go in, open up the various sides, stay alive as long as you could, find the little glitches, which as soon as Activision would find out that there were glitches, they would patch it the very next day, which would just piss me off. That was fun. That was fun, playing with the boys, going out and doing that thing. This one, I mean, it's alright. I will say that they transitioned the zombie map into a Modern Warfare Warzone map. I think that was cheap of them to do. I think that they have the ability to do so much more, but they're just recycling a lot of their content, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's cheaper for them to remake something. That's probably why. Because you got fucking guys like me that still buys it.
I'm still gonna buy it. Yeah, although it's cheaper, it is kind of a kick to the face knowing what the price tag is and seeing the exact same game that you just played. Enhanced graphics, and it's not because of the actual company that made the game, it's because of the console that continuously upgrades their systems to support the content being produced. So, I don't know. I think at some point there'll be a little bit more impressiveness things coming out of there, but for me to have to wait, not running on a hardline wired system, probably a lot longer than you to download 35 gigs every single time that there's an update, just to update the same thing I just played. It's a little disappointing.
I think it took me like 10 minutes to download it.
Someone has better internet.
Well, I ran a lot of hard wires through my house. And now I'm pushed to the dungeon, the basement, which is cool because now it's not just a storage, it's my area,
It's the game room.
It's the game room. And it's got a lot of boxes.
/ dog kennel.
Dog kennel, yeah. Me and the dogs. Bigsby goes down there.
Oh, yeah. Hanging with the dogs. That's never some good bonding opportunities.
Yeah. He lays down and I play games and he scares the shit out of me because I forget he's down there and then he moves and I think it's a ghost. So it's fun all around.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Oh, one thing we did forget to talk about is our Twitch streams. I mean, you can follow us on DJ DadDimes on Twitch as well as JB DadDimes on Twitch. Which, I mean, if you want mediocre gameplay from us and you want to watch it, I mean, we're your guys, If you're looking for the below average player, we're your guys.
I mean, it depends who I'm playing with. As with everything, if I'm playing with myself, doing great. Playing with others, all of a sudden I'm not doing great anymore. I don't know what's going on. Anytime that I see anything I've ever posted, it's winning until I play with others, and then it's like, why are we 47th place out of 30? I don't get that.
I do play with myself a lot, and I'm so good at it.
For some reason, I'm just so much better playing solo. Or I just really lean into a lot of those other teams. I don't know what's going on.
That's what happens when you're married 14 years, man. You get better playing alone,
That is not true. I I cannot tell you how much I do not agree with that statement for all those listening. DJ DadDimes Twitch, JB DadDimes Twitch, also on the DadDimes.com, on all the older socials, and that'll lead you to the Spotify, which is going to be the podcast here, the Facebook, the Twitter, and the one that I always forget,
TikTok.
TikTok.
And it's X now. I think you should probably put some respect on Elon's name.
I'm going to throw this out there.
He named it to X, man. It's X now.
X gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you.
Oh, careful. I don't want to make you royalty free. I would hate to see the estate come after us, so we gotta be careful there.
Yeah, that's true.
So adding a little bit of ice, a little bit of water to the whiskey here, brought out a little bit different flavor, different palate.
Oh, yeah. So, let's see.
Still tastes like happiness. For anyone that just wants pure happiness in their life.
Sure.
I don't want to support alcoholism, but
as an alcoholic, I support it.
If you're going to do it, this is a good one to go with.
Yeah, so drinking it neat is it's got a little burn to it. If you're a man, you like the burn, which I'm a man.
Whoa, don't you genderfy whiskey drinkers? Whiskey's for everyone.
That's true. I apologize. If you identify as a man, you'll like it, But when you add a little bit of ice to it, it takes that burn off and you just get a real good flavor. The notes I'm tasting are whiskey and bourbon, which it's a whiskey bourbon, a bourbon whiskey.
It's a bourbon whiskey. And why is it a bourbon? For it to actually be considered a true bourbon, what is the one thing that where it has to have come from?
Where it comes from?
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky, right? But it has to be in American White Oak.
It does have to be American White Oak,
yeah.
Correct? There's a specific county that bourbon has to come from for it to be truly labeled a bourbon. And what county is that?
I don't remember the county.
In Kentucky.
I don't know.
I know, it's a trick question.
Yeah.
Bourbon County.
Bourbon County. That's what I said.
That's what I heard. So let's see here. After a stunning 2-year-old season in 1947, famed trainer Ben Jones knew that their horse was set to have a breakout 3-year-old season. 1948, Citation furthered his campaign toward becoming a legend, and that's where all of this came from, and the legacy of the farm from the horse on the Triple Crown winning horse. This bourbon has been crafted with the same passionate dedication that led to Citation, the horse's victory. So, now I know. Now you know.
Yeah, horse won, right? That's what I got out of it.
It says that the jockey of the horse, by the way, was Eddie Arcaro. I'm hoping that's it. No disrespect to the last name if I mispronounced it.
He's probably a short fella. So, 1947.
That's what it sounds like.
I think you could take him now.
Horse of the year in 1948.
48, yeah. So yeah, you could take him. I wouldn't worry about that.
16 race win streak. The trainer being Ben Jones. Congratulations. Quite a bit of time later, but if you're still around, you did a great job. Triple Crown winner.
Yeah, I knew a Ben Dover back in the day.
Yeah, sounds like a Sue as well.
Sue over?
Sue Dover.
I don't get it. Suit over. I knew a guy. His name was Dick Brown. His real name was Rigo, but we were planning on changing his name to Richard. Yeah, so Rigo was a good guy back in the day. One of my best friends in high school.
20 years ago?
20 years ago. What was his name? I don't remember. But Rigo. Rigo was, we were planning on changing his name because his stepdad his last name was Brown, so his name was Rigoberto Brown, right? We're going to change his name to Richard. and he was going to go by Dick Brown.
Well, I'm sure Rigo at some point may or may not have done that.
I don't think he did.
You don't think he went through with it?
No, because like on job applications, you read Rigoberta Brown, they know you're probably not a white American,
Whoa.
So Rigo's thought, and this is from Rigo.
Rigo Direct.
He was going to name his Richard Brown, which sounds like a great guy, Dick Brown.
Feels right.
Yeah.
Feels like someone we should hire.
I would love to hire him.
Maybe one day.
Landscaping?
No.
Oh.
You cut your own lawn.
I know.
And I can appreciate that about you.
Yeah. I throw on my finest Daisy Dukes, get out there and just mow away.
Get after it.
I get into that bush, just rear end up in the Daisy Dukes and just get weeds out of there, whatever I need to,
I will throw this out there. You have the second best looking lawn in the neighborhood.
Yeah, the Martin's got a really good lawn.
Whoa. I mean, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong.
The quality of yards in this area are only counted by if you actually go out and do it yourself.
I mean, it gets done, right?
It gets done, which is great. But I put blood, sweat, and tears in my yard. So have you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you.
I know. We've cried.
I have a lot of extra energy because I don't do mine. So I can come to help you do yours.
That's true.
It's the same thing with snow removal. I have no problem helping getting snow out of your driveway.
That's true. The cool thing is we don't have to worry about getting snow out of yours because it's just done.
I mean, there was a snowstorm a couple years back where everyone else's driveway had a lot of time, energy, and effort put into it. Mine didn't, and I didn't understand why. And then all of a sudden mine was done. It was crazy.
Let's listen to the pour, see how it pours.
I mean, that just
it sounds like it pours great.
Yeah.
So,
give it a nice little swirl.
Oh, the legs, huh?
It's all about the whiskey legs. I like it.
That's a good one. I like it.
Yeah.
That's a Costco buy, by the way. It's a Costco special.
Yeah. That did come from Costco, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What was it? It was a holiday. Could have been Christmas, Father's Day, or like a Saturday. I got it for you for something. Remember? It was a day that ends with Y for sure.
I'll tell you that it was an important day to me, at least. Just so you know.
I know, man. I appreciate that about you.
Yeah. Important.
Yeah.
I think from now on we should be using those glasses. We have glasses here that are hand-blown. Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you know anything about us, Star Wars really is the way to go.
We like Star Wars.
Super nerds.
Yeah.
They like to drink. And do cool dad things.
Yeah.
Like, video games.
We like to do cool dad things like, while our kids are at school, go play golf. Play video games.
Well, and future episodes we could talk about golf, and we can go through some of the epic courses that we've had the opportunity of going through, and the planned ones we're going to be moving forward to. And we can definitely bring the podcast out onto the course with us to make sure that each hole is properly documented on the whack fuckery of how many times it takes to actually get to the hole. But as of right now, I mean,
well, the last round
down.
we played, I hit a solid 72 on the first nine.
On the front nine.
Where did we play? We played Riverdale. Was the last one?
I think Riverdale. We were doing the Knolls.
Yeah, the Knolls.
Yeah.
That was a good day.
Didn't have to use the AK.
Mm-hmm.
Had to be a good day.
Yep. So that's a good whiskey.
Highly recommend if you have the opportunity of going by the old Costco Calumet Farm 16-year-old. If you're going to give it a star rating out of 5, what would you put it at?
Triple
Crown winner.
It's a Triple Crown winner. If I was going to give it a 5-star rating, I'd probably give it probably a 3.8.
Ooh.
And it's because it's a good whiskey, right? But I'm not going to give it a 5 because then
it's not the best.
There's better whiskeys.
I've had better.
It's a 3.8, and I would definitely buy it again. But I would not rate it higher than a 3.8 just because it's a little harsh, you know?
I mean,
on the neat side.
106 proof, 53% alcohol. It's supposed to kind of kick you in the face to begin with.
I mean, I've had high proofs that weren't as kick in the face.
Didn't burn as bad.
Yeah. When you add ice, it's good. So my neat rating is probably...
Well, there you go.
I would say my neat rating's a 3.8.
There you go.
My ice rating
on
is
the
probably
rocks.
4.2.
I was going to go 4.2 on the rocks. I was going to go 4.2 overall. Yeah, it's a little harsh when you're going neat. It's a little fiery. That's expected. Anything over 100 proof. You add the rocks into it, cools it down a little bit. Add a little bit of water to it. Solid 4.2. Love it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, this is the initial Whiskey Wednesday whiskey review. Calumet Farm, 16-year-old. Thank you to the Horse Citation for the Triple Crown win. Thank you for your time, energy, and effort for listening to our banter for the first time around. And...
you know, I'm looking forward to continuing this, going further. You know, we got plans of Whiskey Wednesdays where we review whiskeys. You know, high dollar, low dollar, middle dollar, you know, try to get a good broad spectrum for, you know, just what whiskeys you should buy, what are worth it for the price point, what are some cheaper whiskeys that are actually, you know, hey, that's really worth it because it tastes great and it's cheap.
it doesn't hurt the wallet.
It doesn't hurt the wallet, man. And that's, if you're a dad, you understand, hey, you know what? The wife will be happy with cheap whiskey.
All whiskey's cheap.
Is it?
Well, I mean, according to what we're buying and according to what we're, you know, yeah, each bottle that we've ever bought, it couldn't have exceeded $20.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Of course.
$20 dish. You know how it is. DadDimes.
DadDimes. So, Whiskey Wednesdays.
Yep.
You know, going further, we definitely want to do another podcast so we could release 2 a week. One talking about whiskey and one talking about a bunch of other bullshit that we just want to talk about.
Yeah.
And our hope is to give you guys, the listeners, the love that we have for one another.
Whoa.
It's a friend bond that we have.
Oh, yeah. Runs deep.
Runs deep.
Until next time on DadDimes, on the Whiskey Wednesdays, and everything we're moving forward. We can't wait to hear you, talk to you, and talk with you. We'll chat later. DadDimes.
DadDimes.